Welcome to Barbell Brigade. I'm Gio.
I'm Smelly Bell.
Huh? I'm Mike.
And I'm Smokey.
No one knows Smokey.
They're gonna think you're smoking drugs or something.
True.
Smokey's a friend.
True.
Smokey's a friend. All right, guys. What do you think is the benefit of filming your lips? And do you even film your
Likes,
lips?
yeah.
likes, hashtag followers.
Besides
Duh.
IG, I think that is very important, very beneficial.
I don't want to cut you off, but we all 100% lift for the likes. Don't,
That's it,
let's
that's
not
it.
front player. Don't front
Sorry,
player.
You were just
Sarcasm.
referencing earlier with him, I was asking him about my deadlift, and I was
Sarcasm.
like, what do you think about my pull? And it's a good
I
reference.
said not enough likes.
Nat from Hook Grip, the guy that runs Hook Grip videos for weightlifting.
He runs great videos.
Yeah, he
They are great.
in 2015, he declared me the Instagram national champion. So, as a joke, there we go. But as a joke, I think for me, because I really like this one, I think they're great for also remembering personal successes, right? And being able to see that and be inspired with it, because there's a time that I have on video of like a PR, and it was very meaningful to me. And if I go to a meet and I look at a bar and know, like, I've snatched more than that. Like, you can do that. You've pulled that, you've done it. It's like sometimes a refresher. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's on the aspect of like a mental preparation or like an accomplishment that a lot of times with accomplishments within the gym, outside of writing your name on a board, it's just a number. But when you could put that to a video or a picture, you can kind of have that memory kind of resurface a little bit easier, not only for yourself, but for others to celebrate with you. But I think on the aspect of like coaching as an athlete, those videos wouldn't be front angle videos. I think all videos that are shot for athletes should be, not all, but a majority should be side angle videos, so you could watch your core to extremity, your movements, your positioning from an angle at an athlete from the side. Because most of the stuff that you can see is wrong with somebody, if it's a pulling or pressing, it's best to see the bar path. And if the bar path is right, you're gonna be able to make concurring information that was good. But if there's a deviation within that bar path due to being forward, being back, your shoulders weren't there, sometimes the bar moves and you don't know why it moved if it's from the front. But from the side, you can see that your hips weren't fast enough through, or your shoulders were over. So I think that like a side angle is the best for watching and encouraging yourself to get better.
I think people just really, hate on it because they're like, oh, they just want to show off, and it's just like, people are just
I
hating.
think that's a lack of knowledge.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're just kind of like, in a sense, kind of jealous, and they're like, oh, you're just doing that because you just want to show off. And I think that you should be proud of what you're doing. I mean, people don't realize how much work it takes for like your lifts, and your lifts. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, like you qualified for the American Open, and I'm sure you have videos of where you hit those PRs and
Videos.
That really inspires you as far as like mentally and emotionally. Like, you know that you can do that, you know what you're capable of, and it's a good reference to see what you used to do before and how you progress as a person as well, as a lifter.
Yeah, and to second on that, I also have the video of me failing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like videoing a lift could also put you in a place that you don't ever want to experience again.
Exactly.
Growing up playing like team sports, spatial awareness is a lot easier. If I had like an athletic gift, it would be to replicate what I see. I would watch Jordan play, I'd watch Magic Johnson play, and I'd be able to replicate that really well with my body awareness. But something about lifting weights, there's a disconnect there for almost everybody. And that's why one, coaching is more important, and two, video is more important. You can self-correct a lot easier through video.
Absolutely.
When you're moving through space with a load, you can't feel your body movement.
Nor should you really be thinking about it,
Often. Yeah.
right? It's just like A to B.
Hopefully you have enough practice that you can just
Right.
focus on pushing or pulling.
Yeah, right. Well, because at the end of the day, lifting is reactionary. It shouldn't be a thought. It is thoughtless. I've done this so many times in practice. My goal is to get up here and do a deadlift. If I'm thinking about the components of a deadlift during the deadlift, I'm not thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the process. The process was done in the gym.
Right. But
Right
I
now, it's showing what I can do.
Right, but I guess like on that off day where you're actually feeling the weights, I think it's really important to have something rolling and that visual, because then you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, well, actually it didn't feel as heavy as I thought it was, and it moves so fast, and it's kind
I
of
agree.
motivating for like the next, sets that you're gonna pull out
Do
there.
you film your lifts?
I do film my lifts. I don't film them as often as I should be. But I definitely film them, and I see a super big benefit for me, at least, because I keep saying I'm super mental. And for me, it helps a lot when I'm like, man, that felt horrible. It felt really bad. I could have done it faster. But then I watch the video and I'm like, wow, that was really great.
Yeah, critique and analysis is important for anything. Fat loss, weight loss, basketball, football. You know, like if you played team sports at a high level, you have team meetings where you're watching tape before, or lifting for
the
yourself.
worst.
Yeah, it's so long days, but it's important, you know, and you get a lot done that way. As a coach, I have all my clients film every single lift. It's just a requirement.
And when I played volleyball too, my coach would always say, just visualize yourself playing the game. And I think that can also translate or transition over to lifting, because it's like you have to, you know, get all those mental cues set in your brain and kind of ingrained in there, so that you're not thinking anymore, and it just kind of becomes second nature. And I feel like
100%.
yeah, like with watching yourself, it's like you can close your eyes now, and you can visualize it and just walk yourself through that lift.
Plus, I like to see how handsome I am.
That's true.
That's all that matters.
I feel like
Really?
some people are even shy to film themselves. I've actually heard it from people. That you can actually see it in the video how they're kind of nervous about filming themselves. And some people are actually not allowed to film, which kind of sucks for their training too, because it
That
can be
does
very
suck.
beneficial, you know, especially at commercial gyms. It's,
Yeah, that's one thing that I really love about, you know, next level training facilities. Like, I'm sure you guys, you allow your members to train, and you know, at Barbell as well. Like we encourage anyone to film themselves training, because you know we see the benefits in that. But others might see it as, oh, they're just doing it for Instagram. But it's like, no, bro. Like,
Well, even if they were, what's wrong with that?
I know. I mean, be proud of your accomplishments for
Yeah.
sure. But it's like, don't be a hater.
Hashtag Mo likes.
Yeah, if you were looking at it too, like for videoing your lifts, like at the end of the day, for those lifts, like what is it you're trying to accomplish? There is the adverse effect where someone only comes for their training session for a video.
Yeah.
And that could be frustrating as well, because it's like, oh, you hit this lift and you filmed it, like, oh, that's all I needed because that's pretty good. That's
But
good
it's
for the
still
day.
maybe better than them sitting on a couch.
True, but I
agree. I agree. It's a wrong mentality.
If we talk about
we
like
shouldn't promote
top
that
end,
mentality.
yeah, if you talk about top end athletes,
course.
though, I see a lot of top and mid range athletes that are more concerned about putting a video out of them lifting than their actual training.
But you know what's dope with that though? It's like, how far do these people really go?
You'll get exposed
So
eventually.
yeah, it's not a big deal. Like,
get
I feel like, you know, the universe kind of
that's one-
balances itself out.
Maybe that's more of my coach's frustration.
Oh yeah,
Like I'll
yeah,
have some
yeah,
come
I see
in,
that.
I'm like, why didn't you finish part C and D of your workout? But you just
You got the
videoed
gram.
A and
Yeah,
B.
because you put in the work to actually create this programming for them, and they're just kind of slapping you in the face. Not
But he's right though. I think also filming can also have like negative effects. So people are trying to do it for the camera and not so much for their training and to get better. People can get hurt like that because all they want to do is actually look good on like camera instead of actually doing what they need to do, like he was saying.
yeah, no
Get 'em,
longevity in that. So
Tell him, buddy.
Don't do that.
Soldier boy, tell him.
I'll be humble enough to say that's me. Like that's why I got injured. I was maxing out every day, doing seminars, going crazy on weights, just sacrificing my body for every training session because I was very concerned with putting out this image of strength, and that actually injured me.
I box squatted like 7 plates for like 10 reps one time.
On a high ass box.
Nah, it was
for
pretty
the video?
low,
Oh,
yeah.
that's strong, bro.
just for the video.
Just for the video.
For the gram.
Yeah.
How do you guys find that perfect training facility?
Oh man.
Charlie made his. Right? Right?
Good job, Charlie.
You said, fuck it, I'm gonna make it. I wish I was that cool. I was lucky to find mine.
I think people don't even know what to look for because one of the biggest things that I notice when people come to our gym at least is like they don't know a lot of these specialty bars, safety squat bars, cambered bars. They're like, well, there's no machines here, so how can I hit like this muscle? And they don't understand that some of these different bars can hit different body parts as well, you know?
So you're talking about just specificity and looking inside of what you want. And
Yeah,
need.
I mean, specificity is going to be always really important because, I mean, a sprinter is going to not, I mean, they're not going to need all that powerlifting stuff as much as like we do, right? So it just depends on what you're doing as well.
And a bodybuilder might need more machines.
A bodybuilder is going to need a lot of machines for isolation, I think, as well.
What? Can we just say the question one more time?
How do you find your perfect training facility?
Now, is this a personal question or is this for someone looking for a gym?
Let's do both.
Either way.
I think for me, like if I'm like looking for the perfect gym or the gym that's most optimal, I believe that you need a certain things, but I believe that if you have the ability to go train somewhere, you can make it optimal towards your situation. So first it's a mentality towards training, right? Like any gym can produce results for you because if you're dependent upon environment to be productive, then that's an issue, right?
That's kind of a limiting
That's
factor.
kind of a limiting factor. Now, if you talk specificity, right? Like you do need certain things for certain things.
If you want to power lift, you need to go to a gym with a squat rack.
Yeah.
But if I would say that if you're talking about someone in the general population trying to find the perfect gym, I think it's based upon what it is that they're looking for. Like I talked about what we're looking for, but the perfect gym is somewhere where when you go there, you are encouraged to work hard and you feel comfortable with your surroundings. And I think that's gonna manifest.
Comfortable but not too comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable but not too comfortable. Like that's gonna manifest the best results for you because you feel a part of something. At the same time you feel a part of something, you're excited about being there. And I think that people get plugged into gyms like Barbell Brigade, to ST, to Warriors Fitness, Warriors CrossFit, because CrossFit and other, I think Bar was talking about this the other day, CrossFit and other gyms, what they've done is they've taken this centralized group of people who now find an affection and love for the gym, the community aspect of the gym, not for the personal aspect of the gym. And so they make them have this encouraging like aspiration to not only go and train, but train with others.
Yeah.
That's what's really, really cool. I think if you're more in isolation with your training, it's harder to be accountable if you're not someone who's very self-motivated to go to a gym where you don't know anybody. Like you're just kind of doing your own thing.
Yeah.
So I think that there's two sides of that, but ultimately where you can see the most progress is where you're gonna be comfortable, but not completely comfortable.
Yeah, because
and you know
sometimes it
what's-
becomes social hour.
And what's crazy ironic about what you just said is that when people are beginning like their fitness career or trying to jump into fitness, they go to the commercial gyms and that's exactly what happens. It's like they're in an environment that's not the most encouraging, unfortunately. But they're too intimidated to come to the types of gyms that we have.
Community is huge. Like powerlifting's an individual sport, and often the majority do better with teams. There's elite level guys, top powerlifters that have trained by themselves in basements forever, but obviously that's a mentality and personality thing,
Yeah.
which I think's
Outliers.
Right. And in general, if you're just going for general fitness goals, or even just to get pretty strong or to get whatever, I think the majority of people will do better with positive encouragement and community. Community is number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that you would be able to do everything that you've done in the commercial gym, as far as just like
Lifting accomplishments?
In a commercial gym, if they had the equipment that I needed, I think that I don't want to discredit myself. I believe I would be able to pursue in the same capacity. I might not have the same result.
Yeah. I was gonna say I got pretty strong in a commercial gym all by myself, and what took me to the next level wasn't the equipment at Super Training, it was the community, or maybe not even the community, because I've trained at Super Training, had crazy sessions literally all alone in this huge gym, but the knowledge I learned there.
Yeah.
Right. It was the knowledge I learned from Mark and my other mentors and the people I rubbed elbows with. I squatted 500 just a belt at a commercial gym all by my damn self.
Yeah.
I think that if you're training, you have to train in an environment where people are better than you. Like I strive.
Absolutely.
That's what I meant by
even
that.
in
Yeah.
life.
That's what I meant
feel
by
like
that.
even in life.
I strive to find places to train where the people I'm training with are better than me, because better is also in the aspect of maturity and time of what they've been doing. So whether it's getting knowledge from, Mark, or training with these guys, or even Mike, we've had parallel paths, but there's a lot of things in his world that he knows more than I do. You have to be humble enough to go, okay, this guy's like my age, but I'm willing to listen to him because he knows something. And that's another thing that's comes with maturity. But if you want to be the best, you should always understand that there's not a point in your life which you are unable to learn.
That's what I meant by that, comfortable. I
Comfortable,
didn't
yeah.
mean to argue you, but it was like more like you should be a little intimidated by every day you go in.
Yeah.
Either whether it's your programming, your environment, or someone else is there. There's another saying that like Louis Simmons talks about a lot is if the PR in the gym is 700 pounds, you're gonna pull 700, but you probably won't pull 715, right? Because there's
Yeah.
that ceiling. There's
Yeah.
that mental block, like, oh, like Gio's the strongest chick here, like, oh, like I can make it to her level maybe, but like until Gio pulls 400, then these other girls will pull
Yeah.
400, and it's
Yeah.
all
I
the
agree.
time, and that
I
shows
agree.
in every community.
I
agree.
If Charlie just starts smashing clean and jerks and he gets up to 4, soon after, a couple of your members will probably creep to 4 within the next
Absolutely.
couple months
Yeah.
and years. So that's the same idea as getting around those like-minded but still more advanced than you.
100%. And even in your own training, it doesn't have to happen all the time. Like
Right.
a lot of times, you could train with something. Like I train with Dean all the time. Now, technically, pound for pound, or even the weights we lift, I'm stronger than Dean. That doesn't mean he's not a great training partner. Sometimes Dean will push me just with the mentality, right?
Yeah.
And so, but even within that, both of us will invite people to come train with us, like Osorio, or will come Ian, or these different athletes, because we know we need a spark in our training stimulus and have people train with us that are better than us. If not, he'll just be happy that he's as strong as he is, and I'll just be happy that I'm as strong as I am.
Cruise mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like you were saying earlier. It is good that you step into a new gym that you've never been to. That if you're looking for one and you are nervous, because it's like you got to hold yourself kind of accountable and like, damn, like I need to step up my game because all these people here are training really hard. you know, and I need to do the same thing. That's one of the reasons why people get a little nervous as far as like going to like Barbell Brigade, or I'm sure going to your gym. You know, they're like, oh, I see all these athletes like working really hard, training really hard, pulling these really big numbers. You know, I think that's actually a good sign for a gym if you're looking for
Yeah.
one.
I mean, to touch on whatever you just said, I feel like for those of you guys that feel that way, where it's like, oh, I can't go there because I'm not strong enough to lift there, I feel like, no, you should stop that mentality, because I feel like you deserve it. Like, you should treat yourself better and be like, yeah, why do I not deserve to be people
What's your
that
best
are
way
like
to get accelerated
amazing?
learning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I learned from a wise friend of mine. His name's Bart. He said you grow most from being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's true.
I just
Bart's a
people
wise
can't
man.
really get out of that discomfort, you know. They think it's a negative thing, and that's actually a really good thing, you know. It's like you're being intimidated by something like because of the level that it's at, you know, whether it's education, work, or anything that you're doing. That means that you need to step it up.
Yeah, that's why that motto stands, face your fears. That's like the most basic form.
Lou.
I have two things, and they said that I've been told before that the 5 people you spend the most time around are going to be the direct influence of your life, like because of your habits, right? It's a cycle. So I think that it's very good for us every now and then to examine who we're getting filled in by and who we're feeling, like what we're doing, right?
Yeah, I
because
agree.
you have to look at every relationship you have, not as a like, is this good for me or bad for me? You have to look at it on the personal growth of you as an individual and the people that you're around. And I think that a lot of people too, they could see a name in a gym that has such a value to it, like Barbell Brigade, and even though it has this huge value, there could be an intimidation because it's like, it's Barbell Brigade, right? Or it's super training, or it's, you know, my gym. And I think that what the athlete has to do at that point is that find from those people the opportunity to hear what they have to say. So from Barbell Brigade, you kind of touched on it before, what would be words of encouragement that you would give to somebody, say like at the end of the day, we're just people, right? Like what would you say like on behalf of your gym to be encouraging to those people, like just come in? Like, cause it is just come in, but like, well, what else would you add to that?
I mean, I would just say like it's a really amazing community because we've all kind of started from ground zero. Like we
Yeah.
weren't born this way, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? We've been there, we've done that, and like everyone's super welcoming. And like no one's like gonna be like, dude, you suck, go in a corner, like get out of here. Like
I'd say
it's very
it would
welcoming.
be so easy for those people at Barbell Brigade, especially. Super training is a little different because it's private. But as soon as you walk through that front door of Barbell Brigade, you'll be like, oh, all right, it's good now. It's literally just the
So
door.
the problem is walking through the door.
Probably, yeah, because the welcoming committee there is fucking the best on the planet.
I'm excited to go there
Yeah,
today.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really important. It's just first impressions. You know, I think that we really set the tone, and we just talk to them like a person. We're like, well, how are you doing, and what's going on, and like kind of like you mentioned earlier, like we tell them that we didn't start off like that. You know, we had to really work hard to where we got to, but you can too. You know, there's nothing different
can
about
do
me.
it.
You can do it.
Are people allowed to drop into your gym?
Anytime.
absolutely.
Every day.
Absolutely.
All the time.
all the time.
Is there any prerequisite?
No.
No, just be
315
breathing.
bench. You're
Just
out.
breathe.
Be over the age of 18.
Not even that.
Or be bring a
Parental
parent or
consent,
guardian,
yeah.
sign you off.
That's it. And because we know that there's a lot of people around the world that would love to train at our place, but
Come visit.
can't. I mean, you can always visit this channel.
Hey!
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment below. Like the video, share it with all your friends. Until next time.
Deuce.
From a deadlift bar to a
Because
sit
you're
bar.
natty.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
No way.
Oh yeah, no, not natty. How are you gonna get through those cracks?
Only not natty guy with
Yeah.
13-inch arms.
But it does make a huge difference, you know, like me pulling a top set on a